Susan's reckless act of manslaughter rendered my 4 grandchildren motherless. Sadly, Titus, Africa, Israel, Isaac have to live their remaining lives as a motherless child. A motherless child. I am begging you, I am pleading that you hold Susan fully accountable for her actions. Four motherless children's lives. 4 motherless children's future depend on it. Susan doesn't deserve any leniency. There is no getting back of life. Someone is dead. A mother, a daughter is dead forever. And that is the reality that we must live with forever.
What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this Tuesday. I'm doing real good myself. Well, the verdict is in, and Susie Lorincz was given 25 years for the murder of Ajike Owens back in June 2023. As a matter of fact, that was the mother, Pamela Diaz, giving her closing arguments, on what Susan, the type of person she is and what her intentions was when she actually took the life of her daughter right here. A senseless crime. And nevertheless, she got what she deserved, which was 25 years, okay? The maximum years would have been 30, okay? But the judge, for whatever reason, gave leniency to Susan Lorincz here because the defense came up with some bunk mess about her being, abused, sexually assaulted as a child, and therefore left her with a touch of mental illness, okay? But I call bullshit on that simply because, well, after all, this woman used a 380 automatic or semi-automatic on this young lady right here when she shot through the door, okay? How did she even was able to obtain a gun? When you go to try and buy a gun, they run all these checks on you, and the first thing, if you are mentally ill, well, that should be on your, record, and that should show up. You understand? So, well, that didn't really hold no weight, but it's still, the judge took leniency of like 5 years off of the maximum time that she should have got. You know what I'm saying? Or what have you. But as far as I'm concerned, oh well. If she has to serve a straight 25 years, that would make her, if she lives through her 85 years old, because she's 60 now when she gets out, you understand? But yeah, that's basically what it boils down to. You say justice was served, but in this case, as when they always say justice is served, it's not like the person is brought back to life and this person is going to prison for who taken the life. But it's a bittersweet thing, basically what it all boils down to, okay? But without further ado, what I want us to do is check out this news clip, getting in more depth about it and what have you, and the sentencing, and then we'll complete the commentary.
Susan Lorincz, the woman who was found guilty of manslaughter charges for shooting and killing her neighbor Ajike Owens, has been sentenced to more than 2 decades behind bars.
The judge issued the sentence saying he believes Lorincz acted out of anger rather than fear. TV20's Kayla Lewis is live at the courthouse. And Kayla, what was the reaction inside the courtroom after the sentencing?
When the judge announced that 25-year sentence, it was emotional on both sides of the courtroom. Now, A.J. Owens' mother and friends were present, as well as Susan Lawrence's sister and a friend as well. You can feel the emotion from both sides and the relief from A.J. Owens' mother, as she says even though she did not get the max sentence, there is still some sort of justice for the family. Now, this hearing today lasted more than 3 hours. The day started off with Pamela Dias, A.J. Owens' mother, making a statement. She looked at Lawrence several times during this, but mostly addressed the judge. She says she feels for Owens' 4 children and has to live with the grief of her daughter not being here every single day. She says holidays and birthdays that are celebrated now will never, ever be the same. And she says she worries for the future of Owens' children, and when she looks at them, she can still see the pain in their eyes.
I stand before you, not as a brave and courageous mother, not as a strong grandmother. I stand before you as a broken-hearted mother, a mother in despair who lost her daughter. I stand before you as an advocate for Isaac, Israel, Africa, and Titus.
Now, the defense called up 5 witnesses today. 2 of those were Susan Lawrence's friends. 1 was a pastor from a church she attended. 1 was Susan Lawrence's sister, Ellen, and the other was a psychologist. Now, Ellen Lawrence, when she took the stand, she said they had a rough childhood. She says their father abused them and raped them until they were about 20 years old. The psychologist testified as an expert and says Lawrence was diagnosed with PTSD back in 2018. And Dr. Castillo says PTSD can make people act differently than they usually would.
What happens in PTSD is that in essence, there is an overdrive of that fire alarm of the amygdala is very overactive. And the part of our brain that considers options, that thinks, that tells time, collapses.
Now, Susan Lawrence did make a statement. She first started off with talking about the health issues she has had over the years and also some incidents between her and Owens over the years as well. And then she said she had an apology to make to Owens' mother and children. She says she is so sorry, and if she could go back and change it, she would. She says she never meant to kill Owens. However, afterwards, Pamela Dias, A.J. Owens' mother, spoke during a press conference and says she does not believe that Lawrence's apology is sincere. But again, we'll have more on that tonight. For now, I'm live in Ocala, Kayla Lewis, TV 20 News.
And our team coverage now continues with a refresher as to how we got here.
TV 20's Robert Bradford joins us live in the studio to walk us through the case.
And this case really came to the public's view on June 2nd of 2023 when Marion County deputies were called to the scene of Susan Lawrence's home where they found Ajike Owens' body. But through her testimony, Lawrence says the shooting was really a culmination of a long-running argument over Owens' children playing in the yard between their homes. Lawrence shot Owens through her front door. She claimed self-defense. However, 5 days after the shooting, Lawrence was arrested and charged with manslaughter, but Owens' family pushed for second-degree murder. You may remember the protest in downtown Ocala that followed. Lawrence went on trial for manslaughter this past August. A jury found her guilty after about 2.5 hours of deliberations. Lawrence could be seen with shackles around her wrists. She had been in custody since her arrest last June. Robert Bradfield, TV 20 News.
Following the sentencing, family members of A.J. Owens spoke to reporters outside the courthouse.
TV 20's Deja Clayton joins us live there now. And Deja, is the sentence bringing any kind of closure to the family?
Well, A.J. Owens' mother, Pamela Dias, says she's been waiting for this moment, for this day, for 18 months. She says she's grateful for the verdict and happy with sentencing, but it doesn't bring her daughter back. She says her grandchildren are about to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas without their mom, which breaks her heart. Diaz says she was not moved by Lawrence's testimony and she doesn't accept her apology.
Susan's apology was a last-ditch attempt to save herself. It wasn't sincere. She never showed remorse. As I stated before, her remorse that she showed, if any, at best, was for herself. what was facing what lies ahead.
During testimony, Diaz said AJ's life isn't the only thing that ended. She cried while she explained that the plans and promises for her and her daughter's shared future has also died. Live in Ocala, Deja Clayton, TV 20 News.
Well, no. This woman is so full of it, but that's okay, because like I said, it was bittersweet, but justice still was served. You know, trying to use this so-called sexual assault, being raped by their dad up to the age 20, but nevertheless, you know, law enforcement never got any records of these things happening at all. You must have liked it. This must have been something you was doing with your father willingly, you and your sister, because that's some sick shit. Should have been addressed a long time ago. You was just using that as an excuse, like the mother said, a last-ditch attempt to try to get out of being sentenced 25 years. That's basically what it all boils down to. And do y'all see the difference in her now? That's one way to lose weight if you want to get rid of excess pounds. Although I wouldn't advise anybody to do it. Go get in some trouble, worry yourself, you know, half to death, you know, and just worry it off, because this woman looks nothing like she looked when she first got into this right here. You see, conscience, not because of the conscience of the life she took from this young lady right here, but the worrying about the prison time she's going to get and wondering if she's going to beat the case. And I know she probably thought she was going to beat the case when they appointed a all-white jury. It was an all-white jury. Now, I found something suspicious about that. And I didn't think, you know, that she was going to basically get 25 to 30 years just because of that. Because I wonder, why did they just use all-white jury? You know what I'm saying? It seemed like to me they had some up their sleeves then. But no, she actually got to 25 years. And it's rightfully deserved. As far as I'm concerned, the same thing that she did to this woman right here should be done to her. You know, and just forget locking them away, you know, and serving the time and whatever. And we're taxpayer money, you know, from taxpayers that have to take care of them over the years. That's basically what it all boils down to, you see. Well, I guess they're going to use them for cheap labor. And that's basically what that is. So, but tell me what you guys think. Do you think that justice was served in this situation right here? I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on it in the comment section. That's if you can comment. But make sure you like and share and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Okay? Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.